Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the comparison between the OnePlus 3 Mi 5 and the Lenovo Z2 Plus. And I've been getting a lot of questions regarding these devices, and many of you ask me which one is the best, and the reality is that all three devices excel in different parts, and everything is not excellent with every device. So I have been working on this video for the last 3 days. As you can see, the 6 pages of notes that I have been making comparing this device, and I'll be actually showing you the main differences between this device, and I have divided them between the 14 different parts. And guys, everybody's requirement is very different regarding a smartphone. For example, let's talk about my family. My wife wants a great camera. That's the highest priority. Personally, for me, I just feel that the rear facing camera should be good. I don't care about the front facing camera, but there are some people who care about the front facing camera. For example, my daughter is only bothered how is the gaming performance. She's not bothered about anything else. So everybody's requirement is very different. So I hope this video will help in deciding among these three, the OnePlus 3, the Mi 5 and the Lenovo Z2 Plus, which one is better. And the common thing is that all these devices are coming with the Snapdragon 820 chipset, which is again a very powerful processor. The general performance of on all these three devices is very good, and already I have posted my in-depth reviews. But let's now get into the comparison. And the first thing that I want to talk, again I'll look at the notes there over here. The first thing that I want to talk about is the build quality, and here I would say I personally feel the OnePlus 3 has the best build quality, and it gives a very reassuring feeling, and it gives a very premium feeling when you hold the device. It's built very well. So in terms of build quality, I would give the vote to the OnePlus 3. Again, I also like the Mi 5 because it's really compact. It fits very easily in your hand. So if you're a person who likes smaller phones, then the Mi 5 might be for you. But again, the Mi 5 is a very slippery device, and again it feels a little bit fragile because of this glass back. You have to be really careful, and again, as I told you, it's very slippery. Now moving to the Lenovo Z2 Plus, the body is made up of fiber, but I feel this device is the most chunkiest for a 5-inch screen. So again, as I've told you, my pick in terms of build quality and overall styling would go to the OnePlus 3. Next, if we talk about the daily operation, how the phones perform and in multitasking, let's start there. And here again, I feel the OnePlus 3 goes ahead because it has that 6 gigabytes of RAM, and the daily operations also it performs very well, and it's a very fluid device, one of the most fluid devices in this range. And also the RAM management now, because they have fixed it, is really good. So I don't have no issues regarding even the RAM management on the OnePlus 3. It's a very fluid device. Next, if we talk about the second position, I would give to the Lenovo Z2 Plus. Again, the variant that I have is the one that is having 4 gigabytes of RAM, that comes with 64 gigabytes of storage. And I would say general performance of this device was very good. And also in terms of RAM management, Lenovo has done a good job with this device, and it has this button that is known as U-Touch, and you can easily move between the apps very easily, and the apps also don't load out of the memory. So the second slot I would give in general day-to-day performance and RAM management to the Lenovo Z2 Plus. And lastly, it's this Xiaomi Mi 5. The Xiaomi Mi 5 that is being sold in India comes only with the 32 gigabytes of internal storage with just 3 gigabytes of RAM. And sometimes with heavy multitasking, I noticed that the apps tend to reload. That was not the case with the OnePlus 3 or the Z2 Plus. Don't get me wrong, in day-to-day performance, it runs fine. But sometimes with heavy multitasking, yes, I did notice some apps reloading with the Mi 5. Now let's move to the other aspects, and the other aspect is regarding the battery life. And here the winner would be the Lenovo Z2 Plus, because the simple fact is that the Lenovo Z2 Plus has the biggest battery. It has a 3500 milliamp hour battery, and in my testing, the Lenovo Z2 Plus was giving a screen on time with the full days of use, anywhere between 5 to 6 hours of screen on time based on your usage. The next is the Xiaomi Mi 5 and the OnePlus 3. Both got very similar battery life. In terms of screen on time, the Xiaomi was giving me about 4 to 4.5 hours of screen time based on my typical usage. Whereas with the OnePlus 3, I was getting again a screen on time of about 4 hour 15 minutes to about 4 hour 45 minutes. So the first vote would go to the Lenovo Z2 Plus in terms of raw battery performance. Second pick would be the OnePlus 3. And lastly, it would be the Mi 5. Again, now let's move to the charging time. And here I know you guys know the winner. Obviously, the winner is the OnePlus 3 because the charger that comes with the OnePlus 3, that's the dash charger, is spectacular. It can charge the OnePlus 3 fully in just 60 minutes. So in terms of charging time, the OnePlus 3 is the winner. The second slot would go to the Xiaomi Mi 5. Though the Xiaomi Mi 5 supports Qualcomm Quick Charging 3, but the charger that is sold in India is a Qualcomm Quick Charger 2. And the second place would be for this one. Sadly, for the Lenovo Z2 Plus, it has a bigger battery. That's a 3500 milliamp hour battery. And the charger that is being supplied is just a normal charger, though it supports Qualcomm Quick Charging 3. So for the charging, the winner would be the OnePlus 3. Now let's talk about the user interface. Again, here I feel most of you would prefer the OnePlus 3. It's almost very close to stock Android, and they have enhanced some of the functionality that they have provided over that. It's known as Oxygen OS, and it's very close to stock Android, and it's very fluid. Now when we move to Lenovo Z2 Plus, again, it runs on ZUI, but over that in India, Lenovo is giving us the Google Now launcher. So it's a familiar experience, but again, you have this U-Touch and stuff for multitasking and stuff. So it takes a bit of time to get used to it. So it's not as seamless as the OnePlus 3. Lastly, again, it's the Xiaomi Mi 5. Again, as it's a Xiaomi device, it runs a custom UI known as MIUI, which again is based on your preference. Again, it's not stock Android, but again, it does offer a lot of functionality. So again, here I would say the winner would be the OnePlus 3 for me. Now let's move to, I'll also talk about the update cycle and stuff later part of the video. And let's now talk about heating and the gaming performance. Again, as all these three devices run on the Snapdragon 820 chipset with the Adreno 530 GPU, the gaming performance on all the three devices was very good and fluid. But first, let's talk about the OnePlus 3. Again, the OnePlus 3 did gaming without any issues. And yes, it does feel a little bit warm at the back. I also checked the temperatures and it was touching around 43 degrees centigrade with extended gaming. Yes, it feels a little bit warm because it's metallic, but it was not very hot. Again, it was a very similar experience with the Xiaomi Mi 5. Again, it played all the games I threw on it without any issues. And regarding the temperature, the max temperature that I noticed was again 43 degrees Celsius. Now moving to the Lenovo Z2 Plus, again, this also did heavy gaming without any issues and no lag while doing heavy gaming. But this one heated up the most, and this one touched almost 45 degrees centigrade with extended gaming. Now let's move to storage and RAM. Again, the OnePlus 3 that is there, it only comes in one variant. It comes with 6 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So again, you are getting the most with the OnePlus 3. Now, if we move to the Lenovo Z2 Plus, it comes in two variants. The base variant that is sold for rupees 18,000 comes with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. And there is also one more variant, which is the one that I'm using. This is sold for 20,000 and comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. And lastly, it's the Xiaomi Mi 5. Here it falls down to the last one because the Xiaomi Mi 5 that is sold in India only comes with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. So if you're a very heavy user, that 32 gigabytes of storage can be a limiting factor. Let's now move to, so in the storage and RAM department, the OnePlus 3 again is the winner. And now let's move to the camera performance. Again, things are very tricky in the camera performance. First, let's talk about the rear-facing camera performance. And here I would say if I have to pick a winner, the OnePlus 3's rear-facing camera would be the winner for me. The Mi 5 is also very close to it. In fact, I also did a comparison video between these two. You can check out that. I'll have the link in the YouTube show notes. And lastly, lastly would be the Lenovo Z2 Plus. The Lenovo Z2 Plus simply cannot compete with the OnePlus 3 or the Mi 5 because this one does not have optical image stabilization or even laser autofocusing system. So in evening shots or artificial lighting shots, definitely the OnePlus 3 and the Mi 5 does better. Now, if we move to the front-facing camera, the situation actually changes completely. As you can see from the sample shots, the Mi 5 has the best front-facing camera. The second position I would give to the Lenovo Z2 Plus, and lastly to the OnePlus 3. The OnePlus 3 in artificial lighting conditions, the selfie camera was the weakest. And here are some of the videos that I shot with the front-facing camera. This video is recorded with the front-facing camera of the Xiaomi Mi 5. This part of the video is recorded with the front-facing camera of the Lenovo Z2 Plus. This part of the video is recorded with the OnePlus 3's front-facing camera. So in terms of rear-facing camera, I have to give the vote to the OnePlus 3. That's the best option. But when we talk about the front-facing camera, it would be the Xiaomi Mi 5 for me. Now let's talk about the pricing. The OnePlus 3 is sold in India for 28,000 and it's sold via Amazon India. Moving to the Xiaomi Mi 5, it was launched at 25,000 rupees, but now it is sold at 23,000 and many times it's on sale for just around 20 to 21,000. So look out for the sales. Lenovo Z2 Plus, as I've mentioned earlier, the 3GB RAM model sells for 18,000 and the 4GB RAM model that comes with 64GB of storage is sold for 20,000 and it's sold again via Amazon India. Now let's talk about the sound levels from the speakers. And this was very tricky. I played the same song again and again and measured the levels. And here I would say in terms of loudness, the OnePlus 3 speaker is the loudest, but again, it's not the greatest because at the maximum volume, the sound was shrill and tinny. So I would say the Mi 5 speaker was the best sounding. Though it was not the loudest, but it was the best sounding. And the second slot I would give to the Z2. But again, the volume level from the speaker was the weakest on the Z2 Plus. So that's the biggest con with the speaker of the Z2 Plus. Now, let's talk about the audio via the headphone jack. All these three devices fortunately have a headphone jack, and I did test it with the Audio Technica M50X and some other earphones. And here I would say the OnePlus 3, I don't know, earlier the OnePlus 3 was not that loud, but now with the latest updates, I think so they have fixed it. The OnePlus 3 was sounding again the loudest at the maximum volume compared to the Z2 Plus and the Mi 5. But again, the sound was not very pleasing. It was a little bit on the harsher side. Again, in terms of volume level, I would say the OnePlus 3 was the best. The second position would go to the Lenovo Z2 Plus and lastly to the Mi 5. The Mi 5's headphone jack output was the weakest among these three. But in terms of pure sound stage and the sound quality, I would say the second slot would go to the Z2 Plus and the first slot would go to the Mi 5. But again, if you really want to listen to music, really loud music, then the Mi 5 is not for you. The Z2 Plus is definitely louder. So the Mi 5 was the weakest in amplification, but the quality of sound was the best on that. Again, it was exactly opposite with the OnePlus 3. It was the loudest, but the sound quality via the headphone jack was a little bit harsh and not that great. So now let's move to the screen quality of these devices. All these three devices have a 1080p screen, so that's not a big difference. But again, the screen technology is different. On the OnePlus 3, we are getting an AMOLED screen, whereas on the Mi 5 and the Lenovo Z2 Plus, it's a IPS grade screen. And I would say I tested this and I kept all the three phones at the maximum brightness. And I would say the Mi 5 whites are not the whitest. It's slightly tinted towards yellowish color. I would say the Lenovo Z2 Plus produced the purest white colors and it was the brightest strangely. But again, if you don't compare it side by side, I don't think so you have to bother about the screen quality. In terms of the highest brightness, I would say when I kept it on the highest brightness, the Xiaomi Mi 5 was the weakest. The second slot would go to the OnePlus 3, and the brightest, strangely, was the Lenovo Z2 Plus. Now let's talk about, and this is for just advanced users. If you're a person who likes to root your devices, the good thing is that all these three devices, if you root, your warranty would be valid. So it's sort of neutral if you root your devices. Now, if we talk about the updates, here again, situation changes. I feel the OnePlus 3 is pushing out a lot of updates. Almost every month we are getting an update, and it's going to soon get the Android N update also. So in terms of updates, I feel OnePlus is very proactive, and also you should get latest Android updates the most quickest, I feel, on the OnePlus 3. Second, if we talk about the Mi 5, the Mi 5 again is a very different device because it runs on MIUI, and Xiaomi updates the MIUI every month. But again, and the good thing is that they also update the Android security updates. So in that aspect, they're very good. But in terms of Android updates, I feel the Xiaomi would be the slowest. So this device would get the Android N update the slowest. Lastly, it's the Lenovo Z2 Plus, and Lenovo has promised that this device will also be getting the Android N update very soon. But again, let's see when we get that. So guys, these were the major differences between all these three devices. So again, it's up to you to decide which one is the best for you. Again, it would differ from budget to budget because the Lenovo Z2 Plus, the entry variant is available for just 18,000, whereas the OnePlus 3, you have to shell out 28,000. So there is also a price difference, and also there is a huge difference when it comes to the sound quality between the devices. So it's up to you to decide which one is better for you, styling is better for you, or if RAM management is the highest priority, or stuff like that. In fact, I've already produced in-depth reviews for all these three devices. Link for those reviews will be in the YouTube show notes. I hope this video helps you in making the right decision, which device is better for you. Again, I hope this video was helpful, and if you think this video was helpful, I'll appreciate if you click the like button, and if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.